Hi, Chelsea. This is Instructor Worden here. You had sent me a couple of emails requesting information on how to access the links that I provided and that the one PDF file wasn't working for you, as well as how to work your ICD-10 PCS code book. I'm going to give you a quick tutorial via this recording, so I'm really hoping it captures everything that you need. Please let me know if you have further questions. We'll start with the ICD-10 PCS. This is my 2020 version because I can get electronic resources for the 2021, but it'll be enough for an explanation for you. In the front of the book, you have your, let me see if I can hold that up where you can see it. This is the index for the PCS codes. So what you're looking for is the term of the procedure that you were doing. If you were doing a laparoscopic appendectomy, you would start with appendectomy. So we're going to go to the appendectomy entry. Okay, and it is listed right here. You can see where my finger is at. Okay. And it says C excision appendix 0DBJ or C resection appendix 0DTJ. The difference between the two is that the excision removes only part of the appendix, the resection removes the entire appendix. So typically, a provider is going to remove an appendix in toto or in completion. They're going to take the whole thing out. Usually, if they're biopsying something off of an appendix, typically they remove them even incidentally. I'm not sure why. They might just biopsy something and not remove it completely, but in case they did biopsy something on the appendix and not take the whole appendix out, then it would be an excision. So it says C resection appendix 0DTJ. So we're going to assume this surgeon removed the entire appendix. So we're going to table 0DTJ. Now, these tables in the back are all alphanumeric. So you find 0DT, and that is here. That is here. Okay. And then you go down and you find appendix, and that's J. Okay. And then you follow across. And you answer each of one of the next columns. Okay? So we're going to go for character 5 for the approach. They're doing it laparoscopically. We'll just assume that they're doing this laparoscopically. For character 6 for the device, there's no device, so it's Z. And for your character 7 qualifier, there's no qualifier, so it's Z. So your correct PCS code would be 0DTJ for the appendix, 4 for percutaneous endoscopic, which is your laparoscopy, Z for device, and Z for qualifier. You put all those characters together and you get one 7-digit PCS code, which is your procedure code. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the links that show you the same thing via the links I provided. Okay, this is the CMS website that I sent you to. In this section here in the downloads, you're looking for the PCS code tables and index. That will get you what you need for coding. If you need the coding guidelines, they're noted here, 2020 official PCS coding guidelines. Now, mind you, I pulled up the 2020, but the 2021 is what you need, and it's showing here. So we can go here to 2021. So here's your code tables and index. Here are your coding guidelines that you need. You have your addendum. That would be from the back of the book. You have your code files, which you typically wouldn't need if you have this here. And then you have a conversion table. Again, you wouldn't need it if it's here. There's an order file and an update summary. So these are data files in case you had to download them into a program for some reason. So we go here, we click on the code tables and index, and this is the file that you said didn't work. So I'm just going to download it into my downloads, save it, then I click on this little thing that showed up in the bottom, and it's a zip file, but it'll let me open it if I double click on it. And you want the PDF file, okay? PCS 2021 PDF. And it opens up this screen here. It says ICD-10 Procedure Coding System 2021 Tables and Index. Expand that out so you can see the whole screen better. Here you have the tables. Here you have the index. If you start with the index, it'll eventually get you to the tables. But if you want to go right to the table, if you know which table it is, you can do that too. Here are the definitions that you need for your project. It tells you the section number 03, Med-Surg. 0, section 3 is Med-Surg operation. Yeah, section 0, character 3, operation. This is alteration, bypass, change. These are the definitions you need to be aware of. It gives a brief explanation of the definition, and it includes an example. So this should help. If you keep scrolling, it ends up with the body part for section 0. Eventually, you'll get to the next character 5. You scroll far enough. Or you can click on this and go back to the top. And then click on 5, approach. Here are your approaches and your definitions. Click back to the top, it takes you back. Device, here are your devices. And there's a whole bunch of devices. Click back to the top, and it gives you the next section. Section 1 is obstetrics, and it gives you operation approach. It gives you section 2, operation approach. It gives you section 3, operation approach and substance. Gives you 4, operation and approach for measuring and monitoring. So it tells you what each one is. So we're going to go back to the introduction. Well, if it'll let me click on it. Okay, we'll just start here. Out of that. Okay, so we're going to go to the index. And we're looking for appendectomy. Now we're going to start in the A's. This is abdominal aortic plexus to azedra. It usually gives you a start and a start and a finish of what's in that range. So we're looking for appendectomy. This looks just like your book does. Look for appendectomy. And if you need to, you can do a Control F, and that'll bring a find box, and you can just type in appendectomy, and it'll take you right to it. So we get the same entry as what you saw in your coding book. We're doing a resection. This little blue 4-digit code takes you to the correct table, but you can click on it here. And it takes you to the 0DT table. J is for your appendix. You have a percutaneous endoscopic approach, which is your laparoscopy. No device and no qualifier. So your correct code is 0DTJ4ZZ. That 7-digit code is what you answer. Let's try another one. So we'll go. This right here takes you to the table of contents, and you can click on introduction. It'll take you back here. You can go to the index. Let's start with angioplasty, PTCA, with one stent in one artery. So we're going to go to the P section, and we're going to go do our find here. PTCA, percutaneous transluminal coronary angioplasty, and it's in PTCA in abbreviation here. See dilation, heart, and great vessels, table 027. So we're going to go to the 027 table. We said it was one artery, okay? One artery, percutaneous, because they're using a catheter, they're cathing the patient. It's not endoscopic. And they're using angiography to determine where things need to be placed. It's a drug-eluting stent, so we'll do 4 for intraluminal device drug-eluting. It's not 5 or 6 or 7 because those are the number of stents. So we only have the one stent. So you would select number 4. If you had 2 stents in one artery, it would be a 0 here in the body part, and it would be a 5 here in the device. So we have a 027, 0 for one artery, 3 for percutaneous, 4 for intraluminal device drug-eluting, and there's not a bifurcation, so it's a Z for no qualifier. Okay, that's our example I'm going with. So that's how you walk through each separate coding scenario. You answer the questions based on the documentation that you have, and you come up with your 7-digit code. So I hope this little tutorial helps you. Please let me know if you have any further questions. I don't know why that link did not work, but again, if you go back to your CMS page, and I just searched for 2021 CMS PCS, and it brings me right to this page. You select your code tables and index, and you can get to it, and your coding guidelines for 2021 for PCS are right here. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to use your code book, and it works the same way as this index does in this system as we walk through first. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know ASAP. I hope that explains everything. You should be able to get enough information from these code tables and index in the definitions area to answer what you need to. And that, again, you can go here, introduction and definitions, and then click where you need to go. All right, let me know. Thanks. Bye-bye.